Good morning, friends. It's so good to see you here today. I'm joined on the stage not only by our wonderful music team of Julie and Lucy, but we have Karen Lynn on the very far right and Amy Corsetti in the middle. And I have to point out, we did not coordinate our wardrobes, but don't we, everybody stand, aren't we color-coded in a very unusual way? I was going to send a text message, and I said, nah, let Spirit figure it out. And that's how it should always be. We'd like to share a song from Bethel Music and a vocalist named Cece Winan called The Goodness of God. I love you, Lord, for your mercy never fails me. All my days I've been held in your hands. From the moment that I wake up until I lay my head, I will sing of the goodness of God. And all my life you have been faithful. All my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, I will sing of the goodness of God. I love your voice. You have led me through the fire. In the darkest night, you are close like no other. I've known you as a father and as a friend, and I have lived in the goodness of God. And all my life you have been faithful. And all my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, I will sing of the goodness of God. Yeah, yeah. Sing it along. All my life you have been faithful. Yes, you have, love. And all my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, I will sing of the goodness of God. I will sing of the goodness of God. Thank you so much. We welcome you online and in the house to Unity of Bon Air on a beautiful Sunday morning. Let's stand and affirm what we know to be true. God is good and all is well. What a wonderful morning, beyond compare. I feel God's loving presence everywhere. I am filled with joy profound in a world where many miracles
everybody. I'm starting us off, and I'm a loose cannon, so I have a script. So welcome to Unity of Bon Air, where we live and express unconditional love and grow together in peace and prosperity. My name is Reverend Patty, and I am honored to be one of the ministers here because it is my belief that every single person who shows up is doing ministry also. Whether this is your first time or your 100th time joining us, either in person or online, we are grateful for your presence and participation as we share this special time together. We have come together as part of love's divine purpose that calls each of us forth to celebrate the connection we all share with the holy presence within and all around us that we call God. In this spirit of community, we unfold in light and love all spiritual and religious gatherings and all people everywhere. We especially welcome any of you who are here for the first time. If you are here in the room, please raise your hand so one of our ushers can bring you a welcome packet. Any newbies today? And invite you to join us in fellowship coffee following the service. And if you are with us online, be sure to visit our website at unitybonair.org to find all the wonderful activities here at Unity of Bon Air. So I had the new members at my house on Friday night, and I told them this story, and they said, oh, you have to tell that on Sunday morning. So I was going to a grocery store near here, and I was getting out of my car, and right next to me was somebody who was unloading like a case of wine into their car. And all I saw was the butt in the back, so I just went up to him and I said, well, I'm coming home with you. And the person turned around, and it was a member of Unity Bon Air. And those were boot days. I was in my boot, and she said, oh yeah, I just heard about that, and blah, blah. So we had this great visit. And then she said, well, here, take a bottle of wine. So it was a very fun, exciting adventure. So now I'm going to invite us to just become fully present here. Take a nice deep breath. So allowing ourselves to become present to the love that is sourcing us. Become present to the peace that is at the core of our being. We just allow ourselves to surrender to our greatest, highest good. Let that be expressed in our consciousness, in every cell in our body, in our minds, our hearts, our eyes, our ears, our speaking. Then we go to our heart and we just invite it to open wide. Send out love into this room and receive all the love that is cut loose here. Into this energetic field we are creating, we bring all the members and prayers that are in our prayer box. We bring our members who are having some conditions. Linda, Sharon, Corey, Renata. I had a list and it's down on my chair. No, that's not it. Okay, well, oops. Anyone? Oh, Zeta. Anyone else who needs to have their body flooded with the light and love of Christ, then if we have people in our circle of friends who we would like to anoint with this blessing, we can either name them out loud now or name them silently and include them in this blessing. And we continue on, moving way beyond just those who are related to this community. We bring all those in our state, in our country, in our world that are experiencing difficulties, and we just wash them in the power of this love. We bring the children of the world, these incredible packages of pure potentiality. May they feel this love. We've got somebody complaining. We love having little ones in our service. So we just open our hearts and let the joy flow in, let the joy flow out. We send it out into our world. We take a moment for gratitude and let a few gratitudes to wash across the screen of our minds. Let the appreciation well up, and that just takes our consciousness up to the next level. And we close by acknowledging this together by saying 3 times, I am grateful. Please join with me. I am grateful. I am grateful. I am grateful. And now we'll affirm our unity statement of truth. There is only one presence and one power active in the universe and in my life, God the omnipotent good. And I have one priority announcement for you. We sent out a MailChimp email saying next Sunday we're having a congregational meeting immediately after service. And we had said we were going to vote on the Smart Flower and on 2 bylaws, but we discovered that even the board was confused by our bylaws. So we're going to go back to the board and discuss those a little more. So we're voting on our Smart Flower next Sunday. So we hope everyone will come and participate. It's going to be an in-person vote only. All right, next is we invite our melody up.
Everyone, we're going to continue on talking about dreams and how we can use intergenerational issues to move through and move our dreams up into seeing our world peaceful and seeing our climate under control. And we're going to, at some point, invite some of our congregation to come in and spend some time with our kids doing some interviews and storytelling kind of stuff. So I'll be reaching out to some people for that. But for now, can I have all my friends come on up here? Oh, we have a special Batgirl today. Batgirl is having her 3rd birthday party today, and it's all about heroes. If we can send our blessings.
We love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the Christ you are, and we see you doing amazing things.
Are walking as the light, as the light, as the light. We are walking as the light of God. As the light, 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 as the light of God.
Your congregation. So now I invite you all to stand as you are able as we enjoy a congregational, oh wait, I'm supposed to do the special feature. Well, this is the fifth Sunday and we don't usually have a special feature, but I want to tell you what fifth Sundays are going to be like. So it's really exciting. We've come up with a gig and I'm already breaking it the first time we have it. We're supposed to have a potluck every fifth Sunday, but we have 3 different meetings going on after church today, so we moved the potluck to Teddy Bear Sunday. But normally we're going to have a potluck every fifth Sunday, and I'm going to be inviting members of the congregation to share during the talk stories about the theme of the month. So like this month, the theme has been Fresh New Beginnings, and I don't think we have a fifth Sunday now for another couple months. But if you would like to do that, give me a call and let me know that you would love to share, and I'll get me a list of names. So today we are graced with 2 of our newer members that are going to be sharing. Joshua, who you all have seen up here singing and delighting us with his musical skills, and some of us have even gone to his shop and had our hair cut there. And then Marva's going to be our other person sharing, and Marva just spends oodles of hours in the garden working with the garden team and creating all the beauty out this window, so we are blessed to have both of them today. Okay, now up for music.
Why don't we all rise? We're going to sing Open the Eyes of My Heart, Lord.
Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you. I want to see you. Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you. I want to see you. See you high and lifted up, shining in the light of your glory. Pour out your power and love as we sing holy, holy, holy. Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you. I want to see you. Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you. I want to see you. To see you high and lifted up, shining in the light of your glory. Pour out your power and love as we sing holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy.
Sing it out.
Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. I want to see you. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. I want to see you.
And we are ready for transformational opportunities. Howard Green is leading an informational session for anyone interested in the possibility of serving on our wonderful board of directors. Join the meeting right here in the sanctuary at 12:30. Next, the Women of Unity are meeting at 1 p.m. today to plan the events for the coming year. All are welcome to attend. And we have 2 ongoing classes. In fact, they just started last week. The first class is Crucial Conversations, and that class meets on Thursday evenings. And I must tell you, I'm in the class, and it's a wonderful class. At first, I thought Crucial conversations, it's not anything that happens to me too often. I don't really need that. But listen, here are some examples. So, ending a relationship, talking to a coworker who makes offensive comments, asking a friend to repay a loan, giving the boss feedback about her behavior, approaching a boss who's breaking his own safety or quality policies, addressing racist or sexist behavior, critiquing a colleague's work, asking a roommate to move out, resolving custody or visitation issues with an ex, dealing with a rebellious teen, talking to a member who isn't keeping their commitments, discussing problems with sexual intimacy, confronting a loved one about substance abuse or problems, talking to a colleague who's hoarding information or resources, giving unfavorable performance reviews, asking in-laws to quit interfering, talking to a coworker about personal hygiene problems. Any of those ring a bell? So what is a crucial conversation? And I know Jody's sitting there. Jody and Cheryl Fair are doing a superb job facilitating the class. So a crucial conversation is a discussion between two or more people in which they hold opposing opinions, and our opinions always vary, you know that. The stakes are high, and the emotions run strong. So there are a couple of ways that you might handle a crucial conversation. Maybe you just avoid them altogether. You just, go the silent route. Or you face them and handle them poorly, or you face them and handle them well. So we're learning in crucial conversations how to face them and handle them well. So big kudos to Jody and Cheryl for the class and doing a marvelous job with that. And then the next class is the prosperity class that Aranda Young is facilitating for us. And what can we say about Mary Morrissey? We love her. We're using her materials for the class. Many of you sitting here, I see your faces, you've had the class before. Why should I take that again? Because we forget. And we need the repetition to find our groove, find well, let me put it this way. We're learning that the primal law of the universe is vibration. So we're learning how to get our own vibrations in line with higher vibrations so we can bring into our lives the things and the situations that we want. So prosperity +2, if it's for you, the class meets from 3 to 5 starting today, and it's a 10-week commitment. So we met last week. You only have 9 more weeks to go. Don't say you can't do it. Think about it. Thank you. All right, then next, our prayer chaplain training starts in March, and I'm a prayer chaplain also, and prayer is the substance of everything that keeps us together and keeps us afloat when things seem to be drowning all around us. Prayer is that buoyancy that keeps us going and keeps us uplifted. So join us for prayer. Please reach out to Susan Green if you're interested in joining this special group. And so, as always, there's a lot happening at Unity. Make sure you are keeping up with the happenings by checking your e-news. If you're not getting that, then reach out and let us know that you want to receive the e-news on a weekly basis. And now, let's just adjust your position for a moment there and just take a nice deep breath as we go into our daily word. And the daily word for today is prosperity. When I think of prosperity, I may think of financial wealth or my possessions. I may even feel tempted to compare my life to someone else's and then feel as though I come up short when I compare myself to others. Today, my understanding of prosperity grows. Feeling safe and secure in who I am is prosperity. Knowing I am gloriously made in the image of God is priceless. Realizing the abundance of the natural world and partaking of it is a gift. All of these are wonderful reminders that I reside in the kingdom of heaven. The more I appreciate the riches of the material world, the more I am aware of my greatest prosperity, my oneness with God. I'm going to read that again. The more I appreciate the riches of the material world, the more I am aware of my greatest prosperity, my oneness with God. Our scripture, look at the birds of the air. They neither sow nor reap nor gather into barns, and yet your heavenly Father feeds them. Are you not of more value than they? Matthew 6:26. And our affirmation, I'll repeat it once and then ask you to join me in saying it twice with full voice together. I broaden my perspective of prosperity. Together. I broaden my perspective of prosperity. Again, I broaden my perspective of prosperity. Let's just take a deep breath and close your eyes gently for a moment to anchor that. And so it is. And now we're ready for more beautiful music.
Ladies and gentlemen, Amy Corsetti.
You're broken down and tired of living life on a merry-go-round, and you can't find the fighter, but I see it in you, so we're gonna walk it out. Move mountains, we're gonna walk it out. Move mountains. And I'll rise up, I'll rise like the day, I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid, I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. I'll rise up, high like the waves, I'll rise up, in spite of the ache, I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. For you, for you, for you, for you. When the silence isn't quiet and it feels like it's getting hard to breathe, I know you feel like dying, but I promise you we'll take the world to its feet. Move mountains, we'll bring it to its feet. Move mountains. And I'll rise up, I'll rise like the day, I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid, I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. For you, for you, for you, for you. All we need is hope, and for that we have each other, and for that we have each other. And we will rise, we will rise, we'll rise. Oh, I will rise 1,000 times again, and we'll rise up high like the waves. We'll rise up in spite of the ache. We'll rise up and we'll do it 1,000 times again. For you, for you, for you, for you. Thank you very much.
Are we blessed or what, right? So I'm going to start out with a quote from J.P. Morgan this morning. The first step toward getting somewhere is to decide you're not going to stay where you are. So we're talking about fresh new beginnings, and sometimes we're dragged into them, sometimes we willingly step into them. We picture life kind of as a linear thing with a beginning, a middle, and an end. We think, well, we're born, we live the way we see fit, and we die. But with a simple change in thinking, that line can become a series of circles, making our lives cyclical. Beginning, middle, end, repeat, right? And there's a thing I don't know a whole lot about, but I'm starting to learn, called spiral dynamics. And it's a model in language which describes the development of people, organizations, and society. And it helps us understand the value systems of different people and organizations as they move through distinct stages of development. So I don't know about you, but I have clearly seen that I cycle around and revisit patterns, thoughts, and relationships in my life. Like I was a very slow learner about codependency, and I was like, oh, here it is again, now again, now again. You know, we cycle around. But you can't talk about beginnings without visiting endings. Every end is a new beginning. And we're presented with a fresh start every day, which to me can be a wildly comforting thought. Because there is an innate power in beginnings. New beginnings bring people strength, perspective, and another chance. Joseph Campbell, a marvelous author who is now passed, in his great book, Hero with 1,000 Faces, he describes a hero journey, which is a cycle that starts with the call to adventure, and then it has lots of steps. An initiation, challenges, plugging along, more challenges, this kind of things, and ending with receiving great learning, whether it's just a revelation within, a wonderful mentor, those kind of things, and then you bring that back to the community. So this is a cycle that happens over and over. Every culture has these stories, and the book we refer to often, the Bible, is full of such tales. Abram's call. He becomes Abraham. His name is changed. It means the father of many nations. He develops a faith that is deep and rich in his hero journey. Moses' call to ask Pharaoh to let my people go. Rahab saves the lives of Israelite spies, and in return, her life is saved. Mary answers the call to birth the Christ child. Elizabeth overcomes barrenness to birth John the Baptist. So we see these hero and heroine, I guess you need to say, cycles going over and over. These are all stories of new beginnings filled with kind of dualities: courage and fear, failure and success, learning, forgiving, and being ready to start anew, knowing that there is a power within that is stronger than any circumstance. That's what Amy was singing about. Knowing that invisible hands come to aid us. So I've told you about the two people that are going to speak right after me, and I want to share a story with you that has touched me deeply. When recently, so I got out of my boot, and I had to go get these wonderfully sexy new shoes. And I went to a place called the Hanger Clinic, which is near Johnson Willis Hospital. And the gal behind the desk said, "Oh, you might like to read this." And she gave me the story of the man who founded this business, which happened way back right after the Civil War. And I thought, well, that was synchronicity, because I went home and I said, oh my God, this is a great story for something. So James Hanger was a boy from Churchville, Virginia, who went to school for 2 years, to college for 2 years, and then joined a lot of his other relatives to serve in the Civil War. And at the second day of being in the Civil War, he was in a barn where they all had been sleeping, and cannon fire came, ricocheted off something, and took his leg out. So he was the first amputee of the Civil War, and there would be 50,000 more amputees in this war. So, again, I don't think God sends cannonballs to hit us, but I think of the synchronicity of this man having engineering training. So he was sent back home. He goes home, and he's got like a peg leg, which is just like a straight piece of wood. And he manages to get up the stairs in his house to his bedroom, and then nobody sees him. And my brother-in-law read this story, and I read this story, and of course I couldn't find it this week. And one of us thinks he was up there for months, and I think he was up there for a year, but no contact with the rest of the family. He was busy building a brand new prosthetic that would bend at the knee and at the ankle. And so he had designed that, so the next time they see him, he's walking down the stairs with this new prosthetic. Now, he could have chosen to languish in self-pity in his bedroom, but he decided to create a new beginning. He was commissioned by the Virginia state government to manufacture this device for other wounded soldiers, and so these manufacturing places were established in Staunton and Richmond, and then eventually he moved to D.C. He took great pride in his work and the quality of his products and his customer care. So by the time of his death in 1919, he had branches in 4 more U.S. cities and in London and Paris, and he was of such a curious mind that he went to Europe to see what are they doing, how are they making this better for people. So his children and grands and other family members kept this high quality and had 50 offices in the United States and 25 in Europe. As of 2008, they see about 650,000 patients annually. Could he have imagined the number of lives that he would have touched, that his genius would make life easier for? He was willing to start over with a handicap that fueled him to become an instrument of hope and possibility for mobility for generations of people with challenges. This touches me. This tells me there is within each one of us the capacity to tap into that which is greater than any limitation we see or feel, and that we can step into new beginnings with this deep sense of knowing that we have what it takes within us to handle whatever is before us. So without any further ado, I invite our wonderful Josh to come forward.
Hello, Unity. My name is Josh. Today I'm going to share an example from my life and how applying truth principles helped me get to a place of power or possibilities as I face starting over in some area of my life. Bernard and I recently took a trip to New York City. It was a fabulous and beautiful adventure. However, the ride home was one of the biggest challenges we have ever faced. The weather was horrible. It was downpouring, windy, lots of traffic, freezing cold. We were both having a hard time seeing out the window. Then the GPS started acting up, and it caused us to get lost in New Jersey. I'm kind of like Patty. I can be a loose cannon. So I know he wanted to throw me out of the car because I want to throw myself out of the car. I thought to myself, are we going to make it? Will I ever see my friends, family, or animals again? Will we be in unity again? And then we hit standing still traffic. I've never in my life been so happy to be in traffic. It gave me a moment to collect my thoughts. That's when I realized that we are not alone. God is right here with us. Our power source is going to see us through. All is well. As soon as I asked for God, I felt the strength rise within. I then had the ability to redirect my thoughts in a positive direction. We are going to make it. I'm going to give my puppy a big hug as soon as I get home. Then we began praying. I also got on my social media and asked for prayers. Some of you probably remember that night. And then everyone started praying on social media, and it just reminded me of all the goodness and love here on earth. The weather didn't get any better, but we did. And before we knew it, we were home safe. And as soon as we got home, we about kissed the ground. But once we reached for the power within, the whole mood shifted. Thank you for allowing me to share.
It's going to be tough following Joshua. Good morning. Morning. My name is Marva Chun. I've been a member of Unity for about 7 months now. Reverend Patty asked me to talk about new beginnings. Or in my case, you'll hear me repeat this, it's never too late to begin again. It's taken me a long time. Before last year, I lived in Hawaii for 40 years. Okay?
Hey, you gotta stay close to the mic.
Before last year, I worked and lived in Hawaii for 40 years. There's a Hawaiian word called ohana. Ohana means family. It does not matter whether you are actually related or not. My ohana in Hawaii includes my son, Ryan, daughter Jennifer, as well as a very close group of friends with whom I have shared many life milestones and outdoor adventures. A few have moved to the mainland, but we tend our relationships via a book club and monthly girl chat Zoom meetings. Last year I came to Virginia with the intention of working remotely, going on some mainland adventures, and then returning to my Hawaii ohana. Instead, I retired remotely. Yes, you can do that. I'm in IT. And I stayed here. I didn't intend to. Why did I do this? God called a time out, whether I wanted to or not. I was able to slow down and get off the hamster wheel long enough to see there was another way to live. Living on purpose rather than autopilot or adrenaline, which is the way I had lived my life. And it isn't a bad way. It was a lot of fun, to tell you the truth. But, there's a price to pay, and there's a higher order and call to living than fun and adventure. even though I really like fun adventure. Okay. It was time to be with my Virginia Ohana, my dad, brother, sister, and many nieces and nephews. I realized how beautiful it is here. I could go camping, run rivers with my brother. My sister's not much of an outdoor person, but we play pool together. But primarily to support and be with my 89-year-old dad, who recently stopped driving. We both agreed it was important to nurture and grow his community so he could live independently when I'm here and when I'm in Hawaii. We looked at retirement homes, but after much thought, he decided to live independently in the beautiful home that he and Mom co-created. How will we pull this off? Well, again, IT background does help, so I turned to technology. Uber. Okay? Come to find out, Uber won't load on an iPhone 6. Okay? So, off we went to the Apple store in Short Pump Mall to get a new phone for Dad. He definitely won the award that day for never too late to begin again. And he has adopted quite well. He has done 3 Uber rides so far, including one to his church this morning. Okay? All right. Unity of Bon Air is part of my Ohana now, or more accurately, I am part of the Unity of Bon Air Ohana. I found the people who attend Unity are free thinkers and savor life deeply. I've made friends and hope to make many more. When I walk through the meditation garden or attend any Unity service, it brings me closer to my authentic God self. My monkey mind slows down and allows grace, faith, and contentment to be present. The message and the music are always inspiring. I serve on the garden team. Some of them are here. Peeps, raise your hand, peeps. All right. Okay. Yeah. They are can-do, fun people. They have been very patient with me because I don't know anything. I try to limit my duties to digging, raking, and weeding, although I have expanded my skills to leaf blowing. This was absolutely necessary here, not in Hawaii, okay? I still have a bit of the poison ivy that I stumbled into last week to my surprise. There is no poison ivy in Hawaii. There isn't. There's no snakes either. It is paradise. It's almost gone. Before retirement, my life focused on personal and professional goals, and lots of them. The more, the better. The harder, the better. I have a different perspective now. I don't push myself as much because I've learned that I have a spark of the divinity of God in me, and that is enough. I do not have to prove or achieve anything. I only need to be authentic and let the spark come through. I realize I have relationships in need of repair. I ask God to show me the right next steps, and I wait till an answer comes. It requires patience, which is very hard for me. Pause is a new life principle to allow me to hear the soft knowing of the answer forming and warming in somewhere south of my head. Okay. Relationships must be tended just like our unity garden. A kind word, volunteering to help, reaching out through text, saying hi, thinking of you. Or do you have time for coffee? Or I'm sorry. Unity has also shown me the power of intention and affirmation. My mornings start with journaling to get through any psychic debris that I have, and there's plenty, and then create positive affirmations. I always allow for something better that I have in mind because I am generally too prescriptive, think I know everything, and limited in my thinking. So this helps me to be present in the now rather than trying to control the future as I used to. This one will probably take me the rest of my life to learn. The last unity basic truth principle is, I live. Knowing and understanding the laws of life, the truth, are not enough. A person must live the truth that she or he knows. That is the basis of practical Christianity, the ability to live the truth. This is a good guide for any new beginning, and it's never too late to begin again. Thank you.
Sitting down.
Beautiful sharing, thank you. So we're going to just go a little deeper now with our meditation. We have a song leading into the meditation called Breathe Through Me. And it's quite simple. If you want to sing with us, please do.
Breathe through me, breathe through me, oh blessed Spirit, breathe through me, breathe through me, breathe through me, oh blessed Spirit, breathe through me,
Live through me.
live through me, live through me, oh blessed Spirit, live through me, live through me, live through me, oh blessed Spirit, live through me.
Speak through me.
Speak through me. Speak through me.
Speak through me.
Oh, blessed Spirit, speak through me. Speak through me. Speak through me. Oh, blessed Spirit, speak through
Think through me.
Think through me. Think through me. Oh, blessed Spirit, think through me. Think through me. Think through me. Oh, blessed Spirit, think through me. Feel through me. Feel through me.
I want to
Feel through me. Oh, blessed Spirit, feel through me.
Oh, yeah.
Feel through me.
feel through me.
Feel through me. Oh, blessed Spirit, feel through me.
So as we dim the lights, I invite you to let your busy mind relax. Travel down into your heart space, taking a couple deep breaths. Just recognizing the presence of Spirit right here, right now. Divine peace surrounds us. Where we go, divine peace goes. It sheds its light on everyone I meet. We bring it to the desolate and the lonely and the afraid. We give peace to those who suffer pain or grieve for loss or think they are bereft of hope and happiness. So as we go into this, I'm going to invite us to go into silence in a moment. I invite you to go into the story of your life right now. Or is there a new beginning before you? Or is there one that you've been shoving down and refusing to look at? Because in these stories that unfolded up here this morning, there's always this divine invitation to discover more deeply the truth of who we are. So let's go into the quiet and listen for what the divine would say to each one of us. And here we go. So there may be gifts that Spirit is waiting to pour forth into the world, like the story of the man from the Hanger Clinic, like Marva showing up and blessing our garden, Josh showing up with his wonderful enthusiasm. We are all blessed. So let's take a moment. Just allow ourselves to feel gratitude for that which is seeking to be expressed in the world, in, through, and as us. And as we close our prayer time, we affirm our gratitude that we are the instruments of this peace and love. So please join with me in saying, I am grateful, I am grateful, I am grateful. And so it is. Now, as our ushers prepare to come forward, I invite you to prepare your tithes and love offerings. If they're physical, to hold them in your hand as we repeat our blessing, and otherwise hold them in your consciousness. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God, for the joy of giving and receiving.
And now we'd like to feature Karen Lynn on this song.
Grander earth has quaked before, moved by the sound of his voice. Seas that are shaken and stirred can be calmed and broken for my regard. And through it all, my eyes are on you. Through it all, it is well. Through it all, my eyes are on you, and it is well with me. Far be it for me to not believe, even when my eyes can't see. And this mountain that's in front of me will be thrown into the midst of the sea. Through it all, my eyes are on you. Through it all, it is well. Through it all, my eyes are on you, and it is well. It is well. And wind still know his name. So let go, my soul, and trust in him. The waves and wind still know his name. Waves and wind still know his name. It is well with my soul. Can you sing with us? It is well with my soul. It is well with my soul. It is well with my soul.
Sing it out to me. Sing it out so I can hear you.
It is well, it is well with my soul. Yeah, it is well, it is well. It is well. Woo!
It is well.
With my soul. It is well with my soul. Through it all, my eyes are on you. Through it all, it is well. Through it all, my eyes are on you, and it is well with me. you.
Thank you.
Thank you all. So our ushers are coming forward. I'm going to invite Lisa to come forward and grab the mic over there. And I'll come over there and we're going to, she's going to share who we are tithing to. Look at that nice, fat bunch of envelopes.
So we are a very prosperous church. And just know that we are. And so through that prosperity, we are also able to share throughout the community. And this month, this is where our tithes are going. Silent Unity, Restoration Fellowship Christian Center, Richmond Hill, Unity Urban Ministerial School, Unity World Headquarters, Unity Worldwide Ministries, Unity Worldwide Spiritual Institute, Chesterfield County Food Bank, Crossover Ministries, Eastern Region Unity Worldwide, Ed Hayes, and Feed More.
So with all the joy of being able to give this, let's bless our offerings. So we know the gift and the giver are one. We know that as we send these forth, so forth goes divine love, divine power, energy to change lives, to transform hearts and minds. And we are so very grateful. We say thank you, Spirit. And so it is. Amen. Let's see, what am I supposed to be doing? So I'm supposed to be inviting our chaplains if they would stand. So if you have a concern or a celebration, please see them. This is one of the most amazing things we do here is have our lives supported by them. And you can also leave a prayer box up in this box up here. And if you're maybe thinking about becoming a prayer chaplain, see Susan. So we have our statement up there, almost. Oh, well, I wasn't going for that one, but we'll do we'll do the service is now ended together. The service has now ended, and our ministry of love continues. And now we're going to acknowledge everyone who made, wasn't this just an incredible morning that made our music team, our speakers, our sound team, and we have yet to experience our fellowship team and our wonderful greeters and bookstores. So now let's bless them. I'm driving Deb crazy this morning. We love you, we bless you, we appreciate you. We see Christ you are, and we see you doing amazing things. All right, and now we're going to stand and have our prayer for protection, followed by the peace song. The light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, and the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other